Hi everyone. Welcome to Higher PhD Alternative Career Path Success Stories ACPSS series. I am moderators today. My name is Connie. I'm the co-founder of Higher PhD Career Society, and we are a nonprofit organization which aims to help advanced degree holders, master's and PhD, by providing them necessary resources for a successful career transition. And we are here. This series is to tell you about the many different career possibility outside of academia. Sometimes you might heard of, something that you might wanted to do, but you don't know about the story. So here, I'm very excited today to introduce you our very special guest, Milad. Welcome again. We are thrilled to have you as our guest today. Hi.
Hey, Connie. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Looking forward to it.
So could you briefly share about yourself, your academic background, and what you're doing right now?
Sure. I'm right now currently having R&D Manager position in a technology company here in Vancouver, in Canada. So my background, I graduated the Master of Science in Engineering and Applied Science from University of British Columbia, UBC in Vancouver, back to like four and a half years ago. And I came from an engineering background. My bachelor university named to Sharif University in Iran. I love that. I love that university. So yeah, with the engineering technical background I had from bachelor's and master, I first joined my current company first as an R&D scientist, working on designing and developing technology products, mostly on the hardware side. But yeah, as I passed through this 4 years, I diverged a bit into the management role, the project management roles, and now got promotion to the R&D manager role that I currently have. Then we can talk about that one too.
Very exciting. So I think a lot of people are pretty curious about this R&D manager. Sounds like it's such a natural transition from grad school to industry. Could you tell us like what things that you learned in your master's degree that helped you get into this role?
Being a graduate student, you deal with research, so your mind is research oriented. So when you're equipped with this background, with the fundamental of being a researcher, let's say, you learn the skills of being a problem solver, being a critical thinker. So this problem solver skill, I think, is the mandatory skill you need in industry, because in industry you deal with a lot of real world challenges, and you need to respond to them in tight deadlines under some assigned budget, such resources. And for that, you need to be innovative. You need to be a problem solver. So being an innovative, having a graduate degree, working as a researcher for 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, try to solve some complex questions, some complex challenges. Try to be data-driven. Your mind try to be data-driven during that time. Will help you being a successful professional in the industry. First as a scientist, working in that field, and then as a manager trying to lead that role.
So I have actually two very, very curious questions. One is, what is different between R&D research and industry R&D? They sound like all research, so what's the difference?
Yeah, there's a difference between them. So in academia and university, when you're doing research, your target is to solve the problem in any manner, find the solution. So the objective is to solve that solution, to solve that issue that is, you have as your research question. But in industry, the objective actually is to solve it in a suitable manner that serves the business of that company. So you need to consider the budget. You need to consider the cost. You need to consider resources you have. So these things are some factors and parameters that you don't see in academia, but you should consider them in industry. So that's why I'm saying that in academic research, you may come up with some solutions that doesn't work in industry because they are not economical. They are not. You need a lot of budget and resource that you don't have in a company. So since you don't have that budget, that resource, you need to be economical. You learn to be more innovative, to bring up some more innovative ideas. So that innovation is not always technological. Sometimes it is like you need to deal with people, your communication, how to manage the people, how to manage the budget, how to manage your communication with partners. So these things are some new things that you learn being a scientist in industry versus academia.
Actually, kind of touch on the second part of the question. Is I'm very curious, like, what is R&D manager managing? Like, it's hard for a researcher to imagine. Is it the same as a lab? It sounds like it must be different, right?
Yeah, being an R&D manager, you need to lead that project. So as a scientist, your main job is to design, to come up with solution. For example, if you want working on R&D of a hardware, you need to come up with the technologies you can use to design that product, either software or hardware, to design it in a manner that it works, it delivers the performance in any manner, it has some specific features, and it's under the cost. But as R&D manager, you need to look at the project from a broad perspective. You need to look at the project from concept to design to production to bring it to customer. Try to work with the sales team, the marketing team, how to bring this concept from technology, from science to commercialization. So that's where R&D manager role is, that you bring this concept, bring this science, technology from your scientists, and try to communicate it with the end user, I would say. Then since you have the technological background, you know it well. So you worked in this area in the academia or industry for 2 years, 3 years. You have the technology background, you have the scientific background. Then you'll be able to communicate it well with the customer, which is the end user. And then you can bring revenue to the company, bring business to the company. That's very valuable position.
I got another piece. I was so curious. When you mean end user, that was actually a surprise to me. I'm like, oh, so as the R&D manager, you also have to communicate outside. Like, who
exactly
inside of the company do you work with, and outside of the company? How does that look like?
Yeah, our R&D manager basically is a very critical role. You deal with a lot of different stakeholders in a company. So, for example, in the company I'm working in, as R&D manager, I am actually the project manager of a product development process. So as a product owner or product manager, what I do is I'm with the product from the beginning, from where the business case is happening in the business development team, in the product management team. I'm with them. So I try to manage the different stakeholders like the R&D scientists, engineers, business team, sales team, the manufacturing and operations team. I try to manage them, bring them together, and introduce the product from the concept, from the gate zero. Then be with the product all over the design process, development process, to the point that it is released. It's released to customers. So dealing with the customer, the sales and marketing team usually needs someone that knows the product, knows the features, knows that what's the value proposition of this product in the market for customers. Then you can bring this value to the customers, introduce it to show what actually these values mean to customers, what advantages that it can bring based on the scientific background. Then you as the R&D manager, because you were with the product from the beginning, you know it well. You know the feature, you know the limitations, you know the capabilities of that product, either software or hardware. So that's why I'm saying that it's a very critical role.
This is made me more curious about. So, how does your typical day look like?
Yeah, as I said, I'm dealing with all the departments in the company, and that's actually good because to me as a personally, some people personally likes to be more focused in the one aspect of the project, one region. Try to be deep into that region. For example, you are a web developer, or you are a mechanical engineer, or you are a chemical engineer or electrical engineer designing a board, designing a component. You want to be deep into it, understand it well, all the aspects. But you as a R&D manager or project manager, you don't need to know all the aspects and get deep to every single part of the project. But you need to know everything. So that's where you can communicate well. You can communicate well between the stakeholders, because it's sometimes hard to connect them, to make some connections. So my day-to-day job is to have meetings, have sessions, discussions with different stakeholders. So for example, I'm leading two projects. One of the projects is in the design phase. So I have meetings with the design team, with the R&D team, to see what's going on, what's the updates, if the features coming from our product management team is happening, are they still feasible or not, and try to manage that. Other project is at the edge of being released to customers. So I'm working in that one, having meetings with our sales and marketing team or our release team, and try to talk to customers. I have one-on-one meetings with our customers that we want to sell the products, and helping our sales team. And on the other hand, I have meetings with my operations pal, my supply chain pal, to talk with our suppliers. So you can imagine that I basically be in all the meetings and try to help everybody. So that feels good to me.
This is a common question we also ask, and then our audience also worry and concerned about before they choose the career path. So the question is what kind of personality or trait you think is more suitable for your route, and maybe some people who are not like that don't like this job. Could you share a little bit more?
Personally, I usually want to be the leader. I like to be a leader. So I imagine when I was a student, back even before university, when I was doing some team projects in school or in university, I was the person that want to be the leader. I was the person that want to be the one that present the results, be the face to say what we are doing, to talk to the other people, other team, talk to the profs, stuff like that. I really like to be the face of that team. So being the face of that team, you need to lead everybody. You need to bring all the connections together to bring the result, the deliverables out. So that was my kind of personality I really like. And as I said, since I had engineering background, I didn't have management or MBA background. The jobs that I was looking for when I graduated was engineering jobs. But passing through a year or two, I understood that this is not what I'm looking for. So what I'm looking for is more into the management role, more into to manage the people, manage the project. So that's why I talked to my manager. I try to diverge within my tasks and my daily life I was proactive actually. I try to jump into calls, jump into projects, be proactive to grab the projects, and that's how I diverged a bit in this role that I like.
Yeah, so then it's interesting, you talk about a little bit about how you get to this management level, and we backtrack a little bit and see after you graduate, how did you even get the first job in industry?
The time that I graduated was the toughest time to find job. I graduated right when the COVID happens. So that was tough time for me finding a job. But I was lucky because right a few months before it, I attended a few conferences actually, of workshops. I found some connections in that conferences from industries for internship opportunities. So I talked to them that, yeah, I can come as an intern first when I was master student. And through that internship, I found some connections. I made some connections. Then, since I graduated, they offered me a job offer. The internship I did was a joint project between academia and industry. Through a MyTax project, I had an idea. I wrote a proposal, presented to the company, and they were happy to accept it and to bring the financial support. Then I was there for 4 months. Then I joined full time. So that was one of the I think positive aspects of the having a internship, and MyTax internship. I think is very good. It's a good connection between academia and industry.
That sounds like what you did. The keyword proactive.
Exactly. Yeah. So being a master's student, I was able to attend one conference to present my master thesis. So my prof suggested me an academic conference that's full of students, full of profs that I can go there. It's a very well-known conference, but they rejected. I said that I want to go to this exhibition conference, which is full of industry members, full of industry pals. The conference was small, and was not very a big name in the field of scientific. But beside this conference, a huge exhibition is happening. That in that exhibition, full of so many companies are attending in my field. So I sacrificed a bit on the conference part, but I found this opportunity to talk to the actual professionals from industry. So I found a lot of connections. I brought my idea that I have an idea in this field. I want to write a proposal for MyTax. Just give me your email address. I will send you my proposal. If you accept, just pay the half of it. It's not a huge money for them. And yeah,
super cheap labor.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, 3 of them accepted. 3 of them accepted.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 of them accepted. But one of them was in Vancouver, and I had some real connections with them. And my prof also suggested me to join this company. He had some connections too. He recommended me. Yeah, I know this company. They are doing well. Do it with them. And it was fun. Yeah, it was fun doing that project. It's not 100% related to my master's thesis, but a little bit relative, but more focused on the product side. And yeah, I mean, it helped me to develop some project management skills too, because in doing a MyTax internship, you need to write the proposal. You need to come up with a little bit of budget to try to do that project, the resources you want from that company, the resources you can bring. So a little bit small. The first project that I managed was that internship project.
This is another good advice here. Like, doing your graduate studies when you still have the opportunity, like, look out for those. Don't just go to academic conference, go to some industry great advice. Even the academic conference, they still have those vendors. Like, go talk to them, yes. Right? What is a career prospect like you see in your industry, or what you see? And then what is your next job? So what's after for you?
I mean, no one knows what will happen, but
yeah.
The thing I had in mind is I really enjoyed this aspect. So, I mean, to be honest, I really like engineering job. I like design. I love being an engineer, but dealing with the business side of the case, talking with customer, try to commercialize the actual technology, it was so exciting to me that I was thinking that, yeah, I know this technology, I know this science, but now I can commercialize it. I can solve a real world challenge with it. It's not there just to showcase, yeah, this technology is good, this is very innovative, that's it. No, I can solve some issues. I can solve some, real life challenges. I can bring some money to the company, to a business. So I really like this aspect. It's tough. You need to talk a lot. You need to attend a lot of meetings. You need to handle a lot of conflicts. Because between engineering and business there are always conflicts between the ideas. The scientists are mostly scientifically, their mind is scientific. They're more into the like this gonna be happen, or this is not feasible. But being a business on the business side, you need to have another mindset. You need to learn to the voice of customer, and then try to use it. So I really like that way more. So yeah, I need to pursue my career mostly in this way, being a product management roles, and try to be in the business development for technologies, either in hardware or in software, or on the side I'm trying to train myself. I think that's the one major point too in industry. You need to train yourself. You need to add to your skills, because industry flies. Industry just grow very fast, and you need to come up with it. You need to learn a lot of skills. So on the side that I'm working, I'm trying to grow my skills. I'm just taking online courses on the management, on the business development, product management, and even in some technologies that I didn't have background, such as machine learning, AI. These technologies, I need to know some backgrounds. Then I can be a project manager or a product manager in those areas too. So yeah, I think that I can pursue my my career in more like product and project management. Yeah, maybe someday I can found my own company. Who knows? I really like to be an entrepreneur. If you have any idea that I can bring it to commercialization, I really love to be an entrepreneur. I really love to bring a technology on my own. I think being a R&D manager or product manager, knowing both the technology and customer helps you to be an entrepreneur, to found your own company maybe. I really like it.
Yeah, but I want to ask you your experience. Like, if I ask you, if I want your job, should I go take some certification? And if so, what are they?
I mean, these certifications always help. I can't say you shouldn't do it. If you have time, if you have the money to go through them to take this, because some of them are like very expensive too. To get an MBA, you need to spend a lot of money. If you have the financial, if you have the time, sure, you can pursue, and it helps. For sure, it helps. The straightforward way to do it is to practice it in your job, in your industry field. I think, it happens in the big companies. In big companies, they usually care about your career path, what you have in mind, what you enjoy the most, and then they help you. They may have some resources that you can go and learn, go and to teach yourself. Or you can find some spots that you can dig into that spots based on your interests. But that helps you a lot. But on the side, you can find some online courses, online resources that you can at least learn the basics, the fundamentals. And based on the fundamentals, you can practice them in your job. And you some of them are like free of charge or very cheap to get from the online courses, websites that are available from like LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, Udemy. These courses, yeah, you can take at least as a beginner, then you can practice it in your job. But learning things by practice, to me, makes more sense than learning it as like in academia.
Any final recommendation or messages you want to share with our audience? Some encouraging word or whatever you want to share?
Yeah, the most important one is the one I mentioned in different parts. Be proactive. Try to find the opportunities. Try to enlarge your skills, your skill set. You are not afraid of just diverging a bit. For example, if you are a biotechnologist, if you are an engineer, and you want to be a businessman, you want to be an entrepreneur. So don't say that it's late. I'm already engineering. I can't do management role. I can't do like data analysts works. You can do it. You just need to enlarge your skill set, and also not confined into your safe zone. So you need maybe to pass through your safe zone, your comfort zone, I would say. And being out of your comfort zone, you can do it, I think.
Thank you so much, Milad, for your story and the words of wisdom today. I'm sure the audience learned a lot from you.
I hope it helps.
Yeah, thank you. So everyone, if you like today's episode and want to hear more about career journeys, please click and subscribe below. And we will be back with more education and information videos to help you with your career transition.